Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing the hardest video that I've ever had to film. It was nearly impossible to create this list, to narrow it down to just 10 fragrances, but I was finally able to do it. So today I'm going to be sharing with you my top 10 holy grail men's fragrances. The fragrances that I could not possibly imagine not having in my life or in my collection, and fragrances that I just personally, as a woman, love to smell on a man. Like some of my absolute favorite scents to smell on a man. Like just drive me crazy, and I know I'm not alone. These are all major lady killers. We have some designer and niche. Let's go ahead and get into it. With number one, it should be no surprise to anyone that has been watching my channel. We have Via Cavour 1 by Xerjoff. No secret here, this is my number one perfume of all time for both genders. It is the most perfect, dimensional, wearable gourmand. Ultra sexy and very, very, very unique. It opens with this almost kind of boozy feeling. I know that a lot of people, when they smell this for the first time, they get something a little bit boozy, but you get this really bright, dominant quince in the opening with this really nice white peach. Immediately joined with some dark chocolate as well. You get this gourmand side to it immediately. It has caramel and vanilla and red berries, but it's really balanced with this gorgeous, gorgeous Moroccan rose and this chocolatey, kind of spicy patchouli. I don't think a lot of people expect this when they hear me talk about it, but I would say that this is a patchouli fragrance. It's very strong in the scent, and it kind of reminds me in a way of how it's done in Tony Iommi. There is some sort of relation there with the patchouli, but this is not going to feel as like gothic or churchy as it does in Tony Iommi. It definitely comes off more as like a chocolate patchouli, but it does add a nice kind of greenness to the scent. But another thing about this scent that is so dominant, which is why I love it so, so much, is the cashmere. This has a huge presence of this smooth, very luxurious cashmere. It's very rich with some musk. It's not really a super spicy scent, but it is very balanced. It's more woody and sweet than necessarily spicy, but blended together in the most perfect way. It's almost kind of hard to even distinguish the notes in here. And the keynote in this is also going to be that cashmere, which is just why this scent comes off so elevated and so luxurious. So incredibly sexy on a man and so unexpected. This is not the type of scent profile that a lot of men would think to grab for. They think it might be a little feminine because it has a good dose of sweetness, but I am telling you, if you are a man, you can pull this off because it is balanced with this patchouli and the rose. But just trust me, it works on a man. Like, it works. And I know that a lot of my followers have bought this that are men off my recommendation, and they absolutely love it, and they get compliments everywhere they go. So if you've gotten Via Cavour 1 because of me, leave a comment below talking about why you love it. Compliments galore. Semi-gourmand. It's my number one perfume of all time. Anytime someone asks me what is my number one, it's always, always, always going to be Via Cavour 1. And if you want something that has a very, very similar scent but is a little bit more dark and masculine, try Aurum by Chemi. It's like a sister company to Xerjoff, and it's basically the same exact scent, but it has oud, it has some darker notes in it that it's gonna make it feel a little bit more masculine leaning. Both of them are fantastic, but I prefer Via Cavour 1. So next we have a fragrance set. When I smelled this for the first time, it was a love at first sniff, and I knew that it was going to be one of my top all-time men's fragrances ever. And we're talking about Khamzat Smesh by superz.budapest. When it came into my life, it immediately went right up there to like the top 3 fragrances for life for me. This to me smells like the perfect gentleman. The man that can do anything and everything. This is so versatile and so many facets to the scent as well. So many different angles and sides that you can discover. Insanely complex. And I love Superz because it's a very original fragrance house. You know, you see a lot of people out here promoting like clone houses or like fragrances that are copying other like more expensive things, but Superz is very reasonably priced and they're all original. And not only that, they are incredibly high quality. And once again, very fairly priced for around anywhere from $80 to $120. But Smesh is just on another level. It's just so easy to love and to wear. And this also has a very heavy dose of a very luxurious cashmere, which once again, when you add cashmere to a fragrance and you give it a nice dose of cashmere, it just makes the fragrance feel immediately so expensive and so rich and just so sophisticated and classy. This has lavender and blood orange that gives it a little bit of this freshness. This kind of has a little bit of like a modern fougere type of twist, but it's very aromatic, and that's combined with a very nice neroli flower. It's definitely a unique flower. You see it, but you don't see it that often in a lot of perfumes, like masculine perfumes, and it gives it even more elegance. And there's some nice spices in here like cinnamon, and then you get this really beautiful, sexy, alluring kind of earthiness in the base from vetiver and moss. But it has some sweetness too from vanilla and tonka bean. That sweetness in here is what makes it very addictive and like very attractive to the ladies. It's just so oriental and so masculine, and the sillage on this is what gets me every time. Like this just follows behind you. It just floats in the air. Very fresh and bright, and like I said, that sweetness is what makes it so sexy. I want to smell this on a man 24/7. It is a showstopper and so underrated. Very impressive and attention grabbing. And for around $100, it is just unbeatable in the niche world. So many gems from Superz. It's definitely a house it's being hyped for a reason, and it's worth trying. And if you want to save 10% on their website, you can use my code Erica10. Love it first sniff. I'm absolutely addicted to Khamzat Smesh. So next up, we have my superstar from Kilian. We have Apple Brandy on the rocks. Another one that I have been raving about for a very long time, basically since I started my channel. There's just something in here. It just works. You just smell this, you smell Apple Brandy on the rocks, and in your mind, you just think, yes. Super boozy, uplifting, happy and fresh, 10 times better than Angel Share. Especially for a man. Has cardamom and bergamot with that apple and rum and brandy, and it smells like it's on the rocks. Like it literally has this effervescent kind of like that sensation of the ice cubes clinking in the glass, like that fizziness that comes off because of those fresh notes. And this has ambroxan, a big dose of ambroxan that lifts it up as well with pineapple. It's kind of a fuzzy, juicy pineapple mixed with this really nice kind of mossy vanilla and woods. It is iconic, and it's going to have everyone around you asking what you're wearing. It is really one of the best from Kilian, and hardly anyone talks about it. So good. So next up, we have Pasha de Cartier Edition Noir. Now this is a classic, refined, super elegant men's fragrance that is also very affordable on the discounters. A true hidden gem in the fragrance world as well. I feel like people have kind of overlooked this entire line, honestly. It just has this appeal of a very classic fougere fragrance, but made very modern with this really nice kind of citrusy grapefruit. It's minty with some watery notes, and it has this very slight type of like hidden oriental twist to it. Sort of balmy and balsamic. You get a lot of pepper combined with a beautiful heliotrope and iris. It's a great professional like office or signature scent. It just smells like a man with presence. Pasha de Cartier Edition Noir. So next we have to talk about my #1 Parfum de Marly of all time. We have Haltane. And if I smell this on a man, it stops me dead in my tracks. One of the best introductory oud fragrances for a beginner. It smells like sex in a bottle. This is dominance. This smells like a man that just commands a room, and it's ultra attractive in that way. It's slightly smoky with this really nice kind of balancing praline note. That's what really makes it stand out. Like compared to Oud for Greatness, I'm not a big fan of Oud for Greatness, but Haltane takes that kind of DNA and just does it way better. It's more balanced, it's smoother. You can definitely tell that it has a higher quality blend to it, and that praline note makes all the difference. Has saffron and lavender with clary sage, oud, and cedar. Incredibly high quality, and when Parfum de Marly uses a gold cap in their masculine line, you know that they're going to have oud in the fragrance, and it's just gonna feel like a higher quality scent. I'm starting to notice that a lot of people are starting to come around to Haltane, and I'm definitely very happy to see it because it is so good. It got kind of overlooked when it was first released because it was initially launched as a Harrods exclusive. So when it hit the worldwide market, I feel like people just kind of like looked over it, but I'm very happy to see people are starting to come around to it because it's so incredibly sexy. So that was my number one Parfum Noir leave, and now let's talk about my number one fragrance du bois. We have Cavort. Now this is for a guy that has a very flirty, fun, outgoing personality. It's part of the Four Lovers collection, which is a collection of 3 fragrances that are all centered around the notes of rose, jasmine, and saffron. And when I smell this, I swear my heart skips a beat. It opens with this really beautiful, sweet, dry saffron. And you're going to feel something a little fruity about Cavour, but there are no fruit notes listed. Almost something a little bit peachy, and you get this kind of tropical feel from ylang ylang and orange blossom, along with that rose and that jasmine as well. But it balances out because of this saffron, and it definitely has a darker side as well. In the Four Lovers collection, Cavort is going to be the most unisex and masculine leaning. And it has this incense to it as well, this very clean kind of dry incense. Along with some labdanum, it gives it this really nice kind of suede leather facet. Not a rugged leather at all. It's a very clean suede leather. And as it dries, these spices and these darker kind of balsamic leathery notes come out even more. And something a little cashmere-like in Cavort as well. Unisex, slightly masculine, very silky, very elegant, but has this really playful heart to it. The whole fragrance is inspired by flirting. So it literally gives you that sensation of like you're at a bar or a party or something and you lock eyes with someone that you find very attractive across the room. It like gives you that sensation. Very upper class. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous perfume, Cavort. So next up, we have my summer obsession. We have Tonic by M. Micallef. The Summer King, it smells like Miami Beach and is one of the best, very artistic, realistic boozy scents on the market, like fresh, summery boozy scents. It smells like a vibrant, very refreshing gin tonic, but in the most wearable way ever as a perfume. Can you tell that I love boozy scents, by the way? Are we seeing a little bit of a theme throughout this video? And you gotta have one for every season, right? So gin tonic is going to be your go-to, very fresh boozy scent for summer, for those really hot summer days. It's bubbly, it's effervescent, it's crisp, has tonic water and lime with this really beautiful ginger with mint, pepper, lily of the valley, and nutmeg. Very sparkling, very fizzy. It just lifts up your mood when you smell it. It's just happiness in a bottle. And if you want just one amazing summer scent, no thought about it, you can just reach for it anytime. Gin Tonic is a great, great fragrance for just that. You can wear this casually, day to day, gym, running errands, at the beach, but you could also wear this to like a grand ball and smell amazing. Definitely can be dressed up or worn down. Beautiful scent to make summer memories with. It just embodies the feelings and happiness of a summer vacation. It's gorgeous. So next up we have Givenchy Gentleman Reserve Prive. Very hard to pick a favorite out of this line as well. This is just such a well done, well executed designer line. And it's another fragrance kind of focused around whiskey, but there's much more going on to it than just that. It has this beautiful, powdery, slightly cosmetic-like iris with this nutty chestnut, which is not too strong in the scent, but you will definitely get something a little bit nutty. We have bergamot added for some freshness, amber woods and whiskey. It's just insanely, insanely dressy and sophisticated. That iris and whiskey combination is absolutely superb. Has this attractive sweetness, but it's just so elegant. It's a very like masculine, manly, romantic date night scent. It's really hard to believe that this is a designer perfume, truly. So next up we have a fragrance that I absolutely love for the winter. We have Tom Ford Noir Extreme Parfum. This is kind of nostalgic in a way, very cozy and warming. Has cardamom and ginger and some citruses with a kulfi note. So kulfi is an Indian dessert that this fragrance is inspired by. So you're going to get something kind of gourmand in Noir Extreme Parfum. cardamom. It has rose, jasmine, orange blossom, vanilla, leather, suede, amber, tonka bean, guaiac wood, and cedar. It's kind of dry and kind of nutty with a ton of cardamom. The cardamom really goes hand in hand with those darker notes in this scent. Like I said, semi-gourmand with this really nice kind of suede leather. It's just another staple from Tom Ford, especially if you love attention, because this is just a heartthrob. Everyone loves this scent. It's oriental, it's very lovable, perfect for the cold weather and for nighttime. Just really like sears into your memory when you smell this scent. It's gorgeous. Tom Ford Noir Extreme Parfum. So we're going to go ahead and wrap up the list. I could go on and on and on about my holy grail men's fragrances, but we had to narrow it down, so we're going to wrap it up with another fragrance that was just a true love at first sniff for me. A staple scent for anyone that wants to smell very unique, loud, and bold. We're talking about Tony Iommi Monkey Special. If you want to smell like a bad boy, this is your go-to scent. Now, this was a fragrance collaboration with the guitarist of Black Sabbath, Tony Iommi, and this is a scent that is all about patchouli and leather, but it also has a lot of very interesting exotic notes in it too. Smells very rock and roll. It has one of the most addictive note breakdowns that I've ever seen in my entire life. We have passion fruit and rum with bergamot, geranium, patchouli, cinnamon, leather, rose, caramel, vanilla, tonka bean, sandalwood, labdanum, ambergris, and musk. Now this scent is absolutely mouth-wateringly good. Another incredibly confident, dominant masculine scent. Very daring, just commands the room that you walk into, all eyes on you. With its presence, but also because this fragrance is insanely strong. It's totally nuclear. You get this really gothic, dark patchouli with this very exotic fruitiness coming from the passion fruit. Very subtle leather. The rose really adds an elegance and makes it more wearable. Gives it a little bit of class, but that booziness and that caramel and the vanilla just makes it sweet and sexy and gourmand. It's just a perfect mix. It smells ultra expensive and very unique. You will literally smell like no one else on this earth if you wear Tony Iommi Monkey Special. It has to be the most unique fragrance in my entire collection. You can wear it casually or for a very fancy night out. Not for the faint of heart, but if you have the confidence to pull this off, you will be completely unforgettable. It's an incredibly special perfume that I will always have in my collection. And it's also wearable as a woman. I like to wear Monkey Special because that was just my holy grail men's fragrances. Fragrances that I need to have in my life, my all-time favorite fragrances to smell on a man. And all of these are incredibly well done and they're all worth having in your collection, in my opinion, especially if you want to impress the ladies. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a comment below if you have any of these fragrances, if you tried any of them. I would love to know what you think. I appreciate each and every one of you so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.